Many thanks for joining us here on News Desk and to our very first story and the big one for the day. 2 people have been killed in sporadic shooting in Bunkrugu in the northern region. Now, several houses are also said to have been burnt down following the incident on Wednesday evening. It's really unclear what could have sparked this latest violence, but let's try and get an understanding of this long-standing feud you're told in Bunkrugu, and who better to tell us much more about this story than my colleague Seth Kwamboating, the award-winning Seth Kwamboating, who has been doing a lot of work in that particular town. He's joining me in studio now with a lot more on what really the situation is in Bunkrugu. So, Seth, many thanks for your time. Really, so tell us more about this feud in Bunkrugu. What's the background to this
It's
story?
a chieftaincy conflict, and it's from 2 brothers from the same clan. That is the Jamon and the Jafok group. The Jafok group occupy the skin now, and the Jamon gates don't understand. They want the chief out. They believe they should have been on the skin. That is the problem. This one, we don't know what triggered it. All I know is that they started shooting at the curfew time. That's right after 8. You know, the curfew starts at 8 p.m. They started shooting, and it was really, really difficult for the security there to control the situation, because the people have invested in sophisticated weapons that the security are not even familiar with. So when they fire, it's hard to determine what kind of weapon they are using and where they are firing from, because they are not in their homes. They fire from the forest and other places. They have their own hideout, which makes it difficult for the security there to really go after them. So that is the situation, but my understanding is that the security there has been able to bring the situation under control. As you said, 2 people have died. 58-year-old farmer, you know, they set some house on fire and he got trapped in one of them. Then 28-year-old Taylor, he was shot in the head, and he's been pronounced dead. I spoke to the regional commander a while ago. He confirmed this to me. And the situation is such that some of the people in Bunkrugu have even become refugees in Togo. They have left Bunkrugu.
So that's how bad the situation is.
That's how bad the situation is. They are refugees in Togo, recognized by the UN. There are over 200. I have a documentary coming up, and I've captured all of these things.
We'll be speaking a lot more about that, but let me quickly go onto the phone lines and speak to Superintendent Stephen De La Porte. He's actually the Bunkrugu Police Commander. He joins us on phone now with a lot more on what is currently going on in the region. Superintendent, good morning. Many thanks for your time here on News Desk.
Good morning.
Indeed, can you indeed confirm whether these 2 people have been killed, and really who are these people?
Yes. So far, 2 people were confirmed dead during this crash. Yes, we started yesterday.
Do we have any idea what could have sparked this latest violence?
Hello?
Yes, Lieutenant, I'm asking whether we have any idea what could have possibly triggered this latest violence in the town.
You are asking of the situation at the moment in the town.
Yes. Okay. What's the situation now?
Situation is still, and there's a threat, security threat in the town. So we are on patrol, intensive one, to bring the situation down.
Okay. So let's talk about last night when the incident happened. Really, what we would want to know is, many are telling us that this situation, this thing happened particularly at the time of the curfew, really, when your men were supposed to be patrolling. What happened?
Yes. It was during the curfew hour when they started. This thing happened.
Were your men on the ground? You couldn't make any arrests?
No arrest is made now. We are still patrolling in the area, and also going around chasing the suspected victims. Copy.
So, Mr. I understand what you're doing now. I just want to know what happened last night.
As you can hear me now, I'm still patrolling. I'm outside the station, and then in the town somewhere. You can see that I'm outside by additional commander and other personnel over here on patrol. That's why I cannot even hear you well.
Okay. So I'm believing you've been able to communicate to the affected families here. What have they been saying? I mean,
Communicated to who, please?
The families of these two who have been killed.
We are not yet to reach them. We are still calming the situation down. So later, before we see to that.
But you're saying, as things stand now, the situation is calm.
We are still on our usual operation patrol to calm the situation down.
Okay. Wow. Many thanks for your time. We'll try and get back to you later on for a lot more on what is currently going on the ground there. And that was the commander of the Bunkrugu police in the northern region. We'll be bringing a lot more on that particular one. He's actually Superintendent Stephen De La Porte. But I still have here with me award-winning Seth Kwame Boateng, who has been doing a lot of work, like I said earlier, in that parts of the country. He's been telling us a lot more about the situation in that region. He's still here with me in studio. So, Seth, indeed, you're telling me a lot more about the situation on the ground and the fact that it's as a result of a chieftaincy dispute.
And before that, they have been able to calm the situation because a combined team of military and police officers have been sent to Bunkrugu. They have arrived as I speak, so reinforcement is on the ground. In the morning, it was very difficult for the few there to control the situation. So around 5:30, when I called the commander, I could hear gunshots at the background. When I was speaking to him
early this morning.
They started from last night and it continued till this morning. I could hear gunshots, so they had to send a lot of men to the place to beef up security. You know, they had a lot there, but because of the situation in Yendi, they had to move some to Yendi. But this morning, they've sent some more to help them deal with the situation. I don't know when this will stop. You know, it has continued for 9 good years, and the case is in court. The Jaffok family told me, that is the chief. The chief told me if the court tell rules that he should not be the chief, he's willing to pack and leave their palace. I didn't get the same confirmation from the German group when I spoke to them that if the court rules that the chief should remain, are you going to accept? They told me they are going to appeal. So they have taken entrenched positions. You know, they form sides. Now it's reached a point where they don't trust each other. Their perceptions have been distorted, and they have a sense of conflict. That's why they are investing in arms. So they have arms which are bigger and sophisticated than what the security men on the ground are using. That's why last November, when it happened, they nearly overpowered the security. Had it not been reinforcement detailed to the area to help them. So that's the situation. And
so let me ask you, you've been to this place a number of times. I've seen you and heard you with the then Interior Minister, Marco Muyongo, do a lot of work over here. Really, government seems to have done a lot. We seem to have put in a lot of things, but I'm beginning to wonder, really, whether we've done enough, really.
You know, there are third parties behind this. And in my documentary, that will come up. People who don't want this to end because they are benefiting from this. There are people outside Bunkrugu who are getting them the weapons. They know what they are getting from it.
Well, how do they benefit from this, really?
Oh, guns.
Okay, so from the sale of guns.
From the sale of guns, they have their own interest. So there are people playing all roles, ensuring that the situation continues. You understand? And it shocks me the way the people have allowed this to happen. And you see, this is seriously affecting education in the area. Yeah. They have one secondary school, the Bunkrugu Senior Secondary Technical School. That school is not fenced. As I speak, 9 teachers left the place because of the conflict. You understand? When it intensified in November last year, 9 of them left the place. And here are students going to write WASI. They are going to write the same SSCE or WASI like their counterparts in Accra, Kumasi, another part of Ghana where there is peace. They don't have the peace of mind to study. Wow. And you know, teachers have moved from their homes and they are sleeping in the staff common room. They've made the staff common room their bedroom. That's where they are now because they don't feel safe in their own homes.
And I believe all this is captured in your upcoming documentary.
Yes. Senseless killings.
Right. that's one to look out for, really. And you really do need to look forward to that particular documentary by award-winning Seth Kwame Boateng. Mind you, he's the journalist of the year. Many thanks for your time, Seth.
Thank you.
So we'll bring you a lot more on this later on. But let's still stay with security. And the Ghana Immigration Service has intercepted 12 locally manufactured single-barrel guns at Aplau in the Volta region. Now, the guns were being smuggled from Togo into the country through unapproved routes. A 41-year-old man who was smuggling the guns has been arrested and handed over to the police to assist in investigations. Let's get more on this from correspondent Fred Kwame-Asare, who joins us on phone now with more. So, Fred, good morning. Thanks for your time. Tell us really a lot more about this arrest and really what was going on actually.
Good morning, President.
Yes.
Between 4:30 and 5 p.m. on Wednesday, immigration officers at the Aplau border noticed a man on a motorbike with a sack was trying to use unapproved routes along the Aplau beach to enter the country from neighboring Togo. So realizing this, the immigration officers became vigilant and then placed their radar on him, monitoring his movement. So they monitored him for quite some time, and then they realized that the man's behavior was suspicious. So they decided to walk to him, question him, and then do some thorough checks on him. So during the checks, they discovered that the man was actually trying to smuggle 12 single-barrel guns into the country. And these guns were wrapped in a sack, or they were hidden in a sack. So the man was trying to smuggle the 12 single-barrel guns into the country through unapproved routes. That is, he was trying to use the Aplau border route. So they quickly arrested the man and then started to interrogate him. So during the interrogation, the man, who is a 40-year-old man, and then the memoir revealed that he was transporting the guns to some hunters in neighboring Côte d'Ivoire, and that he was coming from Togo. So the immigration officers quickly handed him over to the police to help with investigation. And then, however, the police are hoping that they will soon clamp down on his accomplices that are helping him to undergo or take or do this smuggling. And then also this comes on the back of about 100,000 shotgun cartridges that were intercepted at the Foglo barrier in December by the Aplau Customs Division.
Many thanks for that particular update. Fred Kwame-Asare, who was currently on the ground. He's on the ground and he's been bringing us a lot more on that particular incident over there. I need to let you know that we've been trying to reach the Interior Ministry to respond to these security concerns that have come up this morning, but we've been unsuccessful so far. And when we do have them, we'll bring you that particular interview. But you're still watching News Desk here on your Joy News channel on Multi TV. Time now for us to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you a lot more stories. Don't go away.